Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is me, Joe Duncan, and of course, this is JDtv. We're sponsored by Callaway Cuisine, specializing in celebrity catering and private chef services, and of course, check out their food truck all over the city of Atlanta. Well, he was born to act, whether he is the star of the production, or a part of the supporting cast. As soon as the director yells action, Columbus Short brings his characters to life. He can deliver a dramatic and moving monologue like nobody's business, or hypnotize you with one of those seductive Hollywood stares that, when done correctly, make leading men out of ordinary actors. Each performance in every movie and television show has been stellar, but his professional life has not been without controversy. In the height of his career, Short was let go from ABC's hit show Scandal after his personal life continued to generate headline after headline. But now, after a period of reflection, the former gladiator in a suit has bounced back from the bad publicity, and he's telling his naked truth in this revealing and redemptive memoir, Short Stories. What a pleasure it is to have Columbus Short, the master actor, with me on JDtv today. How you doing, man?
Wow, that was an intro, man. Humbled. That was a good intro.
I was up all night working on it, man.
That was solid.
I have to tell you, this book is incredible. Your publicist sent it to me. As soon as I got it, I could not put it down. I felt that it was extremely honest, juicy, which we all love, of course, but also very well written. It reads like you're just sitting down, chopping it up with one of your buddies. Really, really great job.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a tribute to not only myself, but, my co-author, Marissa Mendez. I wanted it to feel just like you said, like, people know when they hear the truth because they can feel it. And, I didn't want to, highbrow it with the big words. And, I just wanted to talk to the people.
Well, you certainly did some talking. Anyone who picks up this book and reads it will find out that you've been through a lot. Some childhood trauma, some toxic relationships, career ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of having a career in Hollywood. I want to ask you, who was harder for you to write about, Columbus Short, the child, or Columbus Short, the adult?
Columbus Short, the child, and that's a great question, because Columbus Short, the child, there's big figures in my life, that I had to tell the truth about, namely my mom, and, what my life, when the child had no control of the environment he was put into.
Yeah.
The adult did. So I have to own those things.
Yeah.
But the child didn't, you know what I mean? So that was kind of hard. That was tough.
Let's talk for a moment about Scandal. You open the book on the set of the hit ABC show.
That's an opening, huh?
What did it feel like to be part of that family? And how did it feel once you realized that you were going to have to walk away from the character of Harrison Wright? Did it feel like abandonment, or did you understand immediately why that had to happen?
Nah, I didn't feel like abandonment at all. It felt like purpose. It felt like I was the Antonio Brown of the Scandal, world. Like you're bringing toxins to the team. You're bringing distractions to the show, distractions to the work. And the last thing I wanted to be was a distraction. And I think that's why I kept so much of my personal issues, from them, and, until they just started leaking out, where, you can only have so many leaks. Don't have enough hands to hold them.
How lonely did it get once you had been let go from a hit show like that in Hollywood?
It got no lonelier, because obviously my home life, I was alone, I felt like, and then all I had was them. And then, once I didn't have them, I was out here in this world, like, by myself. And I think that's when it really got real for me. That's when it really got rough. And I was no longer insulated. I was no longer had a covering. which was ABC, which was Shonda, Carrie, you know, the whole Scandal team. And so, you know, and then it was, you know, I always knew my wife wasn't my covering, which she should have been. That's how it normally is supposed to be, right? But
Well, I want to talk about that. The shocking thing, one of the shocking things in the book, is when you're on the set of the show, you're called into the office with Shonda and the executives, and Shonda reveals something to you that had you thought that was going on in the back of your head somewhere, but she just
yeah, I don't want to tell it because I want people to
yeah,
read
I
it.
don't want
But
to tell it either.
that
But
that moment wasn't a revelation. That was an exposing. Like
okay,
I
that's
had
what.
to. It was like it's it here. Look at it. Deal with it. We need to address this now, like because it's affecting your whole life. And one of the things she said to me was, you know what I mean, this is going to, if you don't fix this, this is going to ruin your career.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that one didn't land. It was like, I don't know, but it landed. It landed. And, you know, going through that thing was one super duper embarrassing. Um, I carried a lot of shame for allowing it to happen and was just embarrassed that it happened. And people knew about it.
Yeah.
You know, I was no longer the gladiator, the kinks was in the armor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like, you know, I couldn't front on it no more. I couldn't front about it. I couldn't hide it anymore. So, you know, that was a whack time, JD, dude. It was like, you know, I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Oh, I'm
And,
sure.
you know, it's like, I don't want to compare them, but it's like what just happened with us losing Chadwick, and we didn't know that he had cancer for all those years. You know, I didn't have literal cancer, but I had a figurative cancer in my
Yeah.
life, and I was struggling, and nobody knew it.
Yeah.
And you know, and I was drugged. You know, whatever was written was just it was law. You know what I mean? And it was like, and I didn't have enough strength to defend myself. I didn't have enough strength to fight back. I didn't have enough strength to fix my life. I just wanted to like go down in the hole, which I did. I went deeper down into the rabbit hole until one day I was like, something Shonda said to me always has stuck with me. She was like, Columbus, life can't keep just happening to you. Life doesn't just happen to you. You have to take control of your life.
Yeah.
And one day when I was tired enough, I did.
Well, we're glad you did that. We're glad you did that. Of course, I mean this is your life story. These are your experiences. But you mentioned a couple of other celebrity names in the book. There is a story about you and pop star Britney Spears. I'm not going to give it away for the readers, but were you at all concerned about mentioning other people throughout this book?
No, no, because the difference, I was telling my story, not theirs. And that's why I wasn't concerned. And I didn't want to drag anybody. So there was no drag. It was just the truth.
Yeah.
Right. And this comes from love. I love Britney. You know, the other celebrity, I love Denzel.
Well,
You know
that's
what I'm
what I want to
saying?
talk about next. Mr. Denzel Washington. I love this story. So he's mentioned in the book too. This is your acting idol, right? And here
Yeah.
you are in an audition going toe to toe with him. And he's, kind of giving you the business a little bit, but
Yeah.
you remain unrattled. I want to read just a piece of what you say about this audition. This is page 196
Okay. Yeah.
in short stories. It was just me versus him. He turned the New York baseball cap he was wearing to the back as he looked me in the eyes and grabbed the front of my folding chair to slide it right up to him. We were knee to knee, and I knew he was trying to intimidate me, but I was unmovable. A lot of men would have been scared about that, but I wasn't. He laughed. Once a Roman general, Mr. Lowe, he prompted me. That was the part of the monologue you were supposed to say. This man really thought I was going to rise. I wasn't going to rise to the occasion. Not me, not Columbus Short. I stared Denzel Washington in the face and vomited that monologue out on his knees. I love that. I love that. What I want to know is, do you attack every audition with that kind of intensity, or were you in a different zone because you were up against Denzel?
You know, everything doesn't require that kind of intensity. You know, it doesn't. But that moment it was a bigger moment. I couldn't be the fan and I couldn't be Iverson meeting Jordan right there. It was like I had to operate in my calling and operate in my training, and all of that mattered more than who it was. But really I was like, this is my dream right here.
Mhm.
And I want to do this so well that this man sees, and this man, sees that I need the mentor. Maybe it takes me in. I want to be on set with this man. I want him to direct me. I want to learn. And that's one thing about me. I'm a constant student. I will forever be a student. That's how I continue to evolve. But that was one of those moments where I was like, I have to step up to this plate. I cannot back down from this moment because I don't know if I'll get it again.
Yeah. And just for fun, tell everybody what your son's name is.
It's Denzel. And I think that sums it all up. Like, no matter what I said in the book, which is all true.
Yeah.
The end of it all is I still have to give him an ode. And there's an honor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to raise my son to hold up to that name. Because that is a legendary name, and that for a legendary man, that means legendary things to me. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that's so funny. We've got a couple of your biggest fans waiting in the wings to ask you a couple of questions. We're going to get to them right after this. But before we go to them, tell me, what's the biggest lesson this life has taught you, Columbus?
Always be authentic. Because when you're authentic, even on the ugliest days, there's somebody that is there that'll understand you, that'll be there. You don't have to hide, you don't have to wear masks. So in that, learning all the things that I've learned, which is a myriad of things, is being authentic. I was always authentic to my work. I was always authentic to my craft, but I wasn't authentic to myself. So I think that's the main thing.
All right. You ready to meet some of your fans?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right.
Fan now.
Like, don't do me, Larissa.
Larissa, meet Columbus.
Hi.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. How are you?
Super fabulous. When are you coming to North Carolina?
Oh man, we got to get out this COVID. I'm trying to get everywhere.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to it. Okay.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
And Columbus, meet Preston.
Hey,
Hi,
man.
Preston.
Good
How
to
you
meet
doing,
you.
my brother? Nice to meet you.
So, Larissa, really quick, why do you love this dude so much?
Did she just sip on some wine?
We all have a little libation. We thought we'd make a party out of it.
That's okay.
So,
all right.
Seriously, super crush from, of course, my favorite show. I'll let you guess.
I was only on 2 shows. It had to be Scandal.
And you guessed it. I crushed on you every Thursday night. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I did not talk to anybody. You were my focus the entire time. Was that good? I'm just saying.
No, that's good. That's good.
See what you're doing to these ladies. All right, Preston, I know Columbus is one of your favorite actors, right?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite role?
You asking me? Oh,
yes.
I definitely would have said Harrison would have been my favorite, but when he did Little Walter, ooh,
man,
that was a whole nother.
I talk about that in the book too. You guys got to get the book. I talk about that.
Okay.
That was a process, and it was a process not being him too, because I went so far in, I never went that far before.
Yeah, the story about preparing for that role and getting into that role is incredible. You must get the book. Larissa, what's the question you have for Columbus? Larissa.
Okay, this is Larissa. This is the serious question, Columbus. So, of course, the state of affairs in our country, what's happening right now. We're seeing so many things happening, in particular to African Americans. And just let's be real. And it's been happening for years, as we all know. It's just now being caught on video, right?
Right. Right.
How does that make you feel? You know, what is it that you're doing? Are you taking part in certain things? Are you doing things in your community? Because we're all a part of this change.
So there's a man that wanted to change the world, right? He went out, traveled the world, went everywhere, came back home, and nothing changed. And he was so frustrated. And then he was like, what can I do? What am I gonna do? Well, I gotta start with myself. Then once he started with himself, then his home changed. Then once his home changed, his neighborhood was affected. Then his state was affected. Then his country was affected. And then it went on to be the world. And I think right now, so my voice is heard loud and clear when I speak. I had to make sure I get my life in order so that I could be on the front lines and be a leader in a leaderless generation. And that's what I've been doing. So now the work is, we're in the work. We're doing the work. This platform, these interviews, I'm glad you asked that question because I was hoping we were going to get there. It's imperative for us to have more Black men, especially. We have the women. They've always carried us, but the Black men to step up and be an example, to be an example of what Black excellence looks like, what human excellence, what excellence looks like. Because as you know, I've had to do 100 times more to get half as much, and all of us have. So, you know, it's time to do that work in our communities. It's time to do that work with each other, and we heal and we unify with each other. Then we'll be able to make a sound and real change in the world.
All right.
Great.
Before we get to Preston's question, I want to ask you, I broke out the fedora today in honor of you. I just knew that you would show up on the screen rocking a fedora.
Yeah, I usually have on my brim, and I was like, if I was at home sitting down, I'm like, I gotta go get Denz. I gotta go get Denzel. So I was like, yeah, let me just throw on my, throw on my thing and go pick up. But I'm a hat guy. Like I love hats.
You still look good. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm pissed that I'm the only one with a brim on.
Thank you. Hey, and I was gonna compliment you. The brim choice, excellent. Even how it's flipped. A lot of people, you got to know how to wear a brim. You're wearing it right.
Well, you know, this is what I do, Columbus. This is some of what I do.
I see you.
All right, Preston, let's kick it over to you. What's your question?
With so much exposure being given to celebrities with social media, you guys have so much spotlight on everything you say and everything you do. What is your impact? What is your feedback on the cancel culture? Because it's like right now, everything you say is scrutinized and everything you do is scrutinized. So
I think the cancel culture, it bothers me because, you know, the same people that are canceling people are the same people that are consuming and making the people, putting them in the position. And it just goes to show you that they, you know, even our own people, we do it to each other. We build you up to watch you fall. So, you know, I think the cancel culture, I'm off that. I think it needs to be a love culture. I think it needs to be a forgiving culture. I think it needs to be understand that just because we're celebrities, are in the public eye, doing what we love, that you're so entertained by, we're still human and fallible, and we're all the same. You know what I mean? And I think that comes from bringing the celebrity down to their level. You know, people are going through it, man. People are struggling. People have issues, and IG, it bothers me because it makes people feel like trash. Like, I want to be on a yacht somewhere. I'm not on a private jet. I'm not doing it. And so when they see the person that's making them feel inferior, making them feel like their world is less than, and they'll never be able to attain that, never be able to have it. When they see that person fall, they're going to be there to tell them, cancel that, you done, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be right there. Like, and it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate psychology of man, but it's true.
Well,
but I'm not with cancel. I'm with love.
I want to know what's coming up next for you, because I follow you on Instagram and I see you in the gym turning into the Incredible Hulk. What's going on? Are we bulking up for a big role, or are we just ready to handle some guys in the streets, or what?
No, those days are over. I'm putting hands down, hands down, hands down. No, working. I just finished 2 movies, that are coming out. One in November. I think people are going to be surprised and excited. Very excited. Yeah, a big role that I was training for of a show that I created, based on the life of Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. So I was, getting myself ready for that. But I'm getting myself ready for everything.
Okay.
So because you don't want to get ready. You don't have to
Be
wait
ready.
around. Yeah, you got to be ready. And as you begin to change, that's what I've been doing, and why I've been sharing my journey is that so it'll inspire somebody else. Go get in there, get your body right, get your mind right, because it's the only thing we can control.
Yeah.
Like in this world, in 2020 ever showed us anything, we can't control anything, but we can control what we put in our bodies, how we treat our bodies, how we take care of our bodies, and how we love the ones around us. And so, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm on.
Well, I know we've
But
got
I'm
to let you go. Before we say goodbye, your fans have a quick little lightning round of questions to fire off at you. Are you game?
I'm game. Let's go.
All right, Larissa, why don't you start us off?
All right. Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Oh, okay.
Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs. Okay. All
Are
right,
you
okay.
asking for a friend?
Not the duntaduns. Not the duntaduns. Y'all know what that? No. Boxer briefs.
Just asking for a friend. I just wanted to know. That's all.
That's funny.
All right, Preston.
All right, so if you could narrow it down, you play so many iconic characters. If you could narrow it down to one role, what would be your favorite?
Tyson.
Soon to come.
Yeah. Soon come.
Can't wait to see it.
I'm believing.
Larissa?
All right. Who is your favorite actor or actress, or you may have one actor and one actress?
Denzel is my favorite actor, I think, of all time.
Okay.
But I love Daniel Day-Lewis. I love so many actors. But okay. Denzel's the guy. Denzel. We'll just leave it there. Denzel.
Fair. That's fair.
All right, it's on you, Preston.
What movie, if it came on, you would just have to stop and watch it every time? Always on repeat.
Ooh, Man on Fire. I always have to stop.
Good one.
Great movie.
I always have to stop and watch that one. That was a one. That was something.
Yeah, that's a dope movie. Larissa?
All right. Some people listen to music, they pray, they meditate just before you're getting ready to go on set into one of your roles. What's your quote unquote calm before the storm?
That's a good question. It's been different things at different times.
That's fair. Cheers.
Yeah, but for me now, it's like I just need a moment. I just need that 5 minutes of complete solitude to channel what I'm about to do, to channel in, and prayer is going up, but it's more me opening myself to be completely present and available to the choices that I have to make in the moment.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I want to know before we say goodbye, what is it when all of your fans around the world pick up this book, what do you want them to understand about you after they read it?
That I'm no different from them. I've been blessed and fortunate to have opportunities that I worked for, but I'm no different than them. And I'm a work in progress, and I'm evolving just like they can. And it doesn't matter what you've been through, doesn't matter how you started. The beginning is not the end.
Right.
Cool.
You can rewrite it.
Is there anything on one of the pages that you were apprehensive about including?
There's a few of them pages I was apprehensive about including.
I know. Look. I'm like, he wrote that.
No, there wasn't. I don't think there was one fully easy page to write because of my true care for how other people might be received. That was mentioned. And what I was telling about my life. I'm like, dang, I'm about to tell these people this. They never gonna forget this one because it's gonna be down in the nano. It's in the history books now. So you know, and when you tell people, when you let people know who you are, where you've been through, I've given triggers. I've given, you know, things, insecurities. I've given weak vulnerabilities and weakness and ways my brain works that, you know, sometimes that's just between you and a loved one, or you and a therapist. So, you know, it's a gift to the world for them to eat it how they want to eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will
Just love
say,
me right on the other side of it, girl.
I will say I saw pieces of myself in you while reading this book. I will say that.
And I think a lot of people are, you know what I mean? Just in places that I've lived everywhere. I've been in the hood. I've been in the white, been the only black man in a white world. So, you know, I've been everywhere, lived everything. I've lived a lot of life. D. Hale Hughley was like, dude, you've lived a lot of life in 38. And I said, you know what? Right, I have. But I'm just praying and believing that this next chapter is going to be the one I've been training for my whole life.
All right. And we're certainly going to check out the music too. I checked out the new music video and the song.
Yeah, and you know, the real music's coming soon, but you know, right now I wanted to focus on getting these movies done, getting this book out, and just getting this engine back running. And this next chapter, like I said, is going to be better than the last. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, we know that. We know there's something even more incredible coming down the pike from you. Man, it's been a pleasure to sit down here and talk with you. Thank you for taking this time out.
Yes, sir. Yes.
If you need to get rid of any brims, send them my way. I'll gladly take them. All right.
All right. Say less. You guys have a blessed one. It was a pleasure.
Everybody say goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all.